This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations. The in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave, here's Jason Walker.
Oh, happy Monday. It is the Jason Walker Show. The day after the Super Bowl. Not a holiday. We're going to recap. Not the game. We're going to talk the halftime show. That's coming up. Jason Walker Show inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave is presented by Helena Accommodations. The in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. You can watch live on Facebook or YouTube. And you can also listen on TreasureStateRadio.com. If you don't have that app, download it at Google Play or at the App Store. You can also go to JasonWalkerShow.com for all the places to watch, listen, rewatch, re-listen if you missed anything. JasonWalkerShow.com. Email us anytime, JasonWalkerSports@gmail.com. So there you go. Big show coming up today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, won by the Chiefs. Cat Grizz recap, Frontier Conference high school recap is more. We're going to talk to Guy Almquist, the Capital coach. We do that every Monday. Scott Evans, the Helena High football coach, will join us. There's some football news to discuss. And on this day in history, we have the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Get your nominations in at JWalker Sports on the Twitter. You can Facebook us, email us as well. We got a whole lot coming up. And there were some great performances over the week. Some in wins, some in losses. But you can definitely let us know what your nominations are. And later in, we'll give you the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. And go from there. But we are going to start with some bummer news. And I don't say this lightly. News came out just a few hours ago on his wife's Facebook page, Cassidy Davis. Jesse Davis seriously injured Saturday in Utah. And he had a horse flip on him. Jesse Davis, a friend of this show. And he had a horse flip on top of him. They got him to Murray, Utah Hospital, where he was at in Utah. He had a major surgery to repair his liver. The right side of his liver completely crushed, which caused him to bleed out, which is not good. It's just reading this is tough, man. The doctors say that Jesse lost 5 times his amount of blood, over 21 liters of blood used to save his life. Now, Jesse's been in an induced coma since Saturday, and according to the Facebook page of his wife, Cassidy, Jesse's been making progress that the doctors want to see. His vital signs are great, and the family was in Utah, so everybody was there. We reached out to Cassidy to see if there's any way we can help here on the Jason Walker Show, but our best wishes to the Davis family, especially Jesse Davis, one of the best guys out there, retiring from the world of rodeo. And I'm not sure if this was at a rodeo yet or if he was just riding around where he's from Utah. But we've reached out to Cassidy, and hopefully we'll get you some info on how you can help out, and if you want, and we'll let you know what's going on with Jesse. But as of right now, his vital signs are good. and it's looking fantastic, according to his wife's page, Cassidy. So our best to, again, to the Davis family, the twins, and, of course, Jesse. But tough way to start the week with that news, because we love Jesse Davis. There's no doubt about that, and we wish him the best. So we'll switch gears now, and I think we're going to throw... there's another picture of Jesse up. But we'll let you know what's going on. But we're going to switch gears now here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Still to come, Guy Almquist. He'll join us in about 10 minutes or so, give us our capital update. But I want to chat about the Super Bowl. 31-20 your final. A 21-0 finish over the last, 9 minutes or so for Kansas City to come back at the first win in 50 years for Super Bowl victory. And congratulations to all the Chiefs fans and to all former Chiefs and current Chiefs, and Andy Reid getting himself a Super Bowl title. That's great. I posted on Facebook or on Twitter at Jay Walker Sports. Andy Reid said he wanted a huge cheeseburger. I'm telling you, there's a place in Kansas City called Town Topic. And if you want the greasiest cheeseburger in Kansas City, on either side in Missouri or Kansas, and then enough with that, by the way, Kansas City's in both. Town Topic down there is amazing for Andy Reid to get one. But anyway, Jan Stenerud, the former Kansas City Chief, along with Packer and Viking, but we all know him as a Chief, Hall of Famer. He predicted the score 31-17 here on the Jason Walker Show on Friday, and he got darn close. It was 31-20. But we're not talking about the game. What I want to talk about is, first off, wow, what a performance by Demi Lovato, and the national anthem. Man, she nailed it. Fantastic performance by her, and she did a great job. I think they got the over on that, but D-Lo did a great job, and welcome back Demi Lovato. So I thought it was a fantastic job. But that's just me. Now, what we're going to chat about is the halftime show, which some people are very happy about, some people not so much. And Shakira, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez put on a fantastic performance. It was very Floridian. You had the Latin American flair. It was great. And I know our video on the Facebook is frozen right now, so we're re-efforting to get on that real quick. But I know some people were upset. And that's okay if you want to be upset. Totally okay. Here's the deal. As whoever, you know who Shakira is, you know who Jennifer Lopez is, you know how popular they were, especially 10, 15 years ago. But you've seen their music videos, so you kind of knew what to expect, right? I think so. Shakira's hips don't lie. They haven't stopped lying since she first came out. And I'm a huge Shakira fan. I don't like Jennifer Lopez's music. I like her acting a lot better than her singing. But as a man watching that last night, obviously it was great. As a dad, not real keen on some of the dancing that was done. As a dad. But overall, it's not. You knew what you were going to get. You knew what you were going to get from Shakira. You knew what you were going to get from Jennifer Lopez. And I don't know what to tell you. Was the stripper pole a little much? Probably. But J-Lo is 50. And it was, she's got a movie out where she plays a stripper, so I guess that tied in. But don't be a hater. The performance itself by both of them, not great. Either one has fantastic music. Shakira's got like 3 songs that are good. And the one playing now is definitely not. But overall, as a performance, not good. But 2 very strong women. Shakira's, 43? J-Lo is 50? And they were out there doing what they do. Now, the NFL's got itself a little bit of an issue. Because, I'm going to throw this one up. Because here's the deal. The NFL and the Super Bowl is, the Super Bowl itself, huge for sex trafficking, which is crappy, which is terrible, which is bad. The NFL tries to do its best to, get away from the sex trafficking aspect of things. But then they promote this. Now, again, as a dad, frustrated. As a normal person, the halftime show itself wasn't great. But for what Shakira and J-Lo bring to the table, you knew like I said, you knew what you were getting, you knew what to expect, and I think it was okay. So, you remember after Nipplegate with Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake back in 2002 or 3, the NFL decided to go old school. You had Bruce Springsteen, you had Aerosmith, you had a whole bunch of older generational music. So for like 10 years, that was the case. And then people complained because it wasn't today's music. Well, Shakira and J-Lo aren't today's music. Neither one of them is relevant musically. But, when you throw up you need something fresh. So you got Beyonce recently. But, that was been a while ago now. But Maroon 5 was last year. Gaga a couple years ago, who, by the way, did a great job. But overall, I just like that song. Whenever, Wherever by Shakira. Anyway, so we'll pause that. You're not going to make everybody happy. This stuff last night on the halftime show, you're going to upset older generations. You're going to upset people. Was it the in-laws last night? They didn't know who Shakira was. They didn't really know who J-Lo was or is. But you're going to upset younger crowd in the NFL if you go with the old folks. Like, hey, let's bring back the Grateful Dead. Oh, wait. I think they had Bruce Springsteen a while ago. Remember that? Not good. So anyway, that was just my thoughts on it was not a great Super Bowl halftime performance. But not for the same reasons that people think. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. And maybe it'd be different if I was 15 years ago. But anyway, those are my thoughts. You can let me know what you think. Email jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. You can tweet @jwalkersports. Facebook as well. By the way, if you're on those websites, you can go to there and give us your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week nomination. Got some great ones rolling in, and we'll go over some of those coming up. And a whole lot more here on the Jason Walker Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to check in with the head coach of the Capital Bruins boys basketball team. They had a nice weekend. They went 2-0. Guy Almquist will join us next. This is the Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Oh, it is a Monday. Jason Walker Show inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Got some great sponsors. You can go to jasonwalkershow.com, visit our sponsor page. Got a new one coming up towards the end of the show today as well. Can't wait for that. Also, still to come, we're going to check in with Scott Evans, the Helena High football coach. There's some football news that came out over the weekend, and probably going to end up being a good thing. We'll chat about that. And we got, of course, your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Keep your nominations coming in. Let's see. We got a few that have rolled in a little bit. Of course, you can't forget about Sam Leap Thursday night. 14 three-pointers, set a state record, tied a school record with 44 points in a game. You had that. You had a couple of 32-pointers. Brandon Knutson at a Hot Springs. Brendan Wagner at a Whitehall, putting up some big points. I think Wagner had 8 threes in that game. I could be wrong. It's been known to happen before. Shaden Cook out of Melstone had 30 points in a game over the weekend. And it's not just individual points that we're looking at. There's some, Caden Hewitt had 5 threes as Helena High beat Flathead. The Capital Girls rolling to an 11-0 mark. I think they're 12-0 now, actually. So you've got some great things to get your nominations in for. Could be team-wise, could be individual-wise. But yeah, I'm just saying. You got Jovan Slovanchinin out of Carroll winning his 6th Player of the Week award. Is he going to be the Player of the Year? He doesn't have the gaudy numbers that some other players do. He leads the league in rebounding, but he has 6 Player of the Week nods. That's more than anybody else. Saints men got a couple of wins last week. Slovanchinin averaged 23 points, 10.5 rebounds. He's averaging a double-double on this season. And he went 20 of 35 from the field in the 2 victories. That's pretty good. So just a couple of nominations there that we were going to throw out. Saeed Pridgett passing Will Cherry for top 10 Grizz all-time leading scorers. Grizz men got a huge win. Harold Frey for the Bobcats, he had a career-high 37 in a loss. He had 37. The team had 64. More than half, right? My math is right? So there's that. So a couple of individual performances there. Keep your nominations coming in at the Twitter, JWalkerSports, or Facebook, or you can email jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. All right. Let's get to our next segment here, which is we chat with Guy Almquist, which is always a good time. And all of our guests join us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Now think about this. Think about how good it feels when people get you. Like your friends who come over like yesterday when the big game was on. The neighbor next door who brings you your favorite dip for a party. Your in-laws that know that you need silence during clutch plays. And of course, everyone knows about your special post-win fist bump, right? It's kind of like having a State Farm agent like Mike Miller. Mike's here to get to know you and understand your life, so he can help make it easy for you to protect what's important. Get an agent that gets you and your fist bumps. Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline is the head coach of the Capital Bruins. They got a couple of big wins over the weekend at home. It is Guy Almquist, and we check in with him now. Coach, it's a pleasure to talk with you as we do each and every week on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. You had a great weekend. How was it for you?
Yeah, great job by our kids this weekend. Leading up to the games, we were dealing, as a lot of teams do during the year, dealing with some sickness, some guys in and out of practice. At times we looked a little fatigued, but I thought all in all our kids did a great job. We were very good defensively all weekend. On and off offensively, but both games in the second half we really settled in and did a great job finishing games off.
Were you worried at all about a possibility of a trap game in there this weekend at all, or no?
Well, I think that's always in the back of your mind a little bit. We obviously just talked about the game ahead of us, and honestly, we didn't really talk about Glacier much until Saturday morning or after our game Friday night. We were real focused on the next game ahead, and the kids. I think this group of kids does a real good job of maintaining their focus, and most of what we're talking about on a daily basis, weekly basis, is how we play better, not really about our opponents. So they did a good job, and like I said, I think for 6 of the 8 quarters, probably, we played very well.
Guy Almquist, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. Coach, we've talked a little about, and we started to talk more and more each week about Malachi Sivrud and what he's bringing to the team. You knew last week, or you said last week, you knew it was going to take a while to get him going offensively, but now it seems that he's starting to hit that stride on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Malachi's doing a great job for us. Had a tremendous JV season last year, great summer. He puts in a lot of effort in terms of basketball, does a lot of work on his own, and he was well prepared for the season. Then you break your wrist, you're out a little bit, and then you're trying to get back into the middle of things, and it just takes time. There's no magic wand. It just takes time and persistence, and he's done that. And now his confidence level is going up as he plays better and better, and he's doing a great job not only on the offensive side, but I really believe his defensive. His improvement defensively in terms of getting a lot of hand on balls, doing a great job boxing out for us is making a big difference for our team right now.
You guys have built this season on defense. Most coaches always try to stress defense, but that's one thing you've really been focused on this year, and it seems to have been paying off. Despite how close some first quarters have been, your defense really, the next 3 quarters, has been shutting teams down.
Yeah, we gave up under 40 points both games this weekend. Points per possession were way under 1. Field goal percentage given up was under 35% both games. I think we're doing a great job defensively. Our kids are really buying into that. We've played a lot of zone this year, kind of mixing up our zones. We've got some kids who I think are very active in the zone, getting passing lanes. We're getting a lot of deflections. At this point, we lead the state in turnover scores per game. And many of those turnovers turn into 2-on-1s for us that we're converting on the other end. So I think they understand how their defensive intensity ties directly to their offense and how we can get some easy ones. And kids are doing a great job with that and making, I think, getting better and better each week in that regard.
Is this one of the better defensive teams you've had over the last decade and a half?
I'd say it's up there. We've got a little bit of versatility in terms of being able to mix up our defenses. But yeah, in terms of the kids' effort, it's right there. We've had maybe some stronger, bigger teams that have been able to defend, but this team, in terms of getting in the passing lane, probably ranks right up there with some of the best.
Guy Almquist joining us here, Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Now you switch gears. You had another game coming up quick, but you get Butte, and this is a much improved Butte team. And we talked about at the beginning of the year how much better they have been under their first-year coach.
Yeah, Coach Lucky has them playing at a different pace than they were playing previously, and they employ dribble drive and really look to attack off the dribble, and then have a big 6'7" kid in the middle with a nice touch. So they posed some problems on the offensive end for sure. They they had an injury to one of their guards that kind of set them back for a little bit, but now they've had some time to adjust a little, and we're playing better late. They had a tough game versus Sentinel, but all of us do when we play Sentinel. They're going to be ready to go. And the last time we played them, we jumped on them real quick. Got a 20, 25-point lead, but probably for about 2 quarters there, they outplayed us. And so when I look back on things, I think that's one of the games where we really maybe weren't at our best outside the first 12 minutes. So we're looking to play have a little bit more consistent effort versus them this time. When
you look at the stats, this is a team in Butte that right in the middle of the pack in scoring offense, but defensively, they're giving up the second most points in the AA at 63.5. This is a chance for you guys to put some points on the board, which you have done. What do you take away from that first matchup that was successful, and then what do you take away that was not successful, and literally take it away in this matchup?
Yeah, I think, when our first matchup early on, the pace was hectic, and they were turning the ball over quite a bit against our three-quarter court press, and we were turning them into points and shot the ball well early. As the game wore on, they settled in a little bit more, and we got a little impatient. I think sometimes we expect that to be the case for 32 minutes. Well, that's really not going to happen. That's not realistic, and we have to be able to settle into a game a little bit and be a little more patient. I thought this weekend we did a very good job of that in both second halves of our games, and we need to do a better job this time against Butte in that regard.
Coach, Guy Almquist joining us, the Capital Boys coach. When you look at the schedule now, and we talked a little bit about it last week, you just wrapped up a long home stretch. This is the start of really, you have one more home game left, and then everything else is on the road. How tough is that, or will you focus at all, or how do you keep the focus on the guys? Like, it doesn't matter what gym we're playing in. You've all seen these gyms. Just go play well.
Yeah, it's a great challenge, great opportunity. As you stated, Saturday will be our senior night. That's probably the earliest senior night in the state, if I had to guess. So now we're going to see what we're made of. I think we've proven that we can be a good basketball team, but it's much different when you go on the road. We've played only 3 games on the road so far, and so we have not proven ourselves in that way. And so we're going to prepare for that. It takes a lot of focus, but sometimes good teams, when they go on the road, you get rid of some of the distractions. You focus just on basketball. You can play very well. So I'm anxious to see how our kids do this Thursday.
Guy Almquist, a couple final questions. All right, Super Bowl. You're a Cowboys fan, so you couldn't root for the 49ers. Chiefs get the win done, or get the job done. What was your takeaway from the game yesterday?
Good game. I enjoyed it. It's amazing how quickly that game changed. It looked like it had in the bag, but that 3rd and 15 play where Mahomes basically threw it up, looked like a pass 500 out on the playground, changed things quickly. But yeah, I enjoyed the football game. 2 good teams, and went down to the bitter end. That's what I was looking forward to.
Did you enjoy the halftime show? That's what everybody's talking about. Not the game. Everybody's talking about the halftime show.
I did pay attention to the halftime show without question, and it kind of brought me back a few decades. I think it's seeing Shakira and J-Lo, but yeah, jokingly, we enjoyed the halftime show, but I think football was probably first.
There you go. Final question for you. As you look back, you being a Grizzly fan, you got the split over the weekend at Dahlberg with the guys getting a big win, the girls losing a big lead to the Bobcats. But in that guys game, Saeed Pridgett passing Will Cherry, getting into the top 10 in Grizz scoring history. He's so good. I love watching Saeed Pridgett play.
He's kind of amazing. When he first came in, it seemed like he was much more limited offensively. Well, he had to score more around the rim, but as he's matured and gotten older, he's obviously put in a significant amount of work to be able to stretch his game out to the 3-point line, which has just made him doubly difficult. So just kind of a unique set of skills, and at his size, tough matchup for anybody, and it's been fun to kind of see him mature over the years and become the player he is today.
A couple of guys that you've coached against, and Kendall Manuel and Mac Anderson, break down their games real quick.
Yeah, that was not fun. I can assure you that. Yeah, we lost in a state semifinal game. We had a good basketball team, and we lost to Manuel, and they had the kid at Evans that's at Florida State right now. Those are their two guards.
Raekwon Evans, yeah.
That was Raekwon Evans. That was a tough matchup for sure in the game that we were in. But those are good players. And Mac Anderson, he was so explosive and able to move in open space and just a tremendous athlete. And it's nice to see some Montana kids excel at our Montana schools.
Definitely. Guy Almquist, we appreciate the time as always. Good luck on Thursday and Saturday, and then we'll chat with you next week.
All right. Sounds good, Jason.
Guy Almquist joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Appreciate Coach joining us as he does each and every Monday. He is a pleasure to chat with, and it's more, I enjoy our conversation. This goes back to even the last couple of years. After we talk about the Bruins and his basketball team, and then some other questions, you can tell he's a sports fan, Coach Almquist is. So I love talking just in general with Coach Almquist. Support for the Jason Walker Show comes from Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offering precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. And, guys, Valentine's Day is coming up. We are getting real close to Valentine's Day, so you've got to get this ordered now. The Lawnmower 2.0, proprietary skin-safe technology. This trimmer will not nick. It will not snag. Accidents are a thing of the past. And make sure you get the crop preserver as well. An anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. Always the right tools for the job. Your balls will thank you. Trust me. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WALKER20, WALKER20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off. Free shipping, manscaped.com. Use the code WALKER20. Like I said, guys, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. You want to order this week. Make sure you're trimmed up for Valentine's Day. Make sure you are Manscaped for Valentine's Day. And then just in general, just do with this. Manscaped.com. Use the code WALKER20. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, talk some Frontier basketball, the Cats, the Grizz, and more. Next, Jason Walker Show. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Happy Monday, Jason Walker Show. Dinner's Done Right coming up on Thursday night. Open house and food tasting event from 4 to 7. You get to sample fantastic menu items that are on the menu for February. The Reuben empanadas. Yes, a Reuben empanada. Sweet and sour meatballs. Those are so good. And the slow cooker honey chicken tacos. Dinner's Done Right. Open house 4 to 7 at 1212 Cedar Street coming up on Thursday. For more, you can go to dinnersdoneright.com. All right. Real quick, we'll run through your Frontier recap from what happened over the weekend and some big games and some big surprises as some teams that you'd expect to win did not, and some teams that you thought would lose did not. Let's go back to Friday night on the men's side where the Tech men upset number 8 Providence 82-80 at Providence. Carroll men got a big win over Western by 8, and then LC State at Northern with a big win. And then Saturday, you had Western beating Rocky in Dillon by 19. LC State hammered Providence at McLaughlin Center 96-65. A 31-point win on the road for the Warriors, who are now 21-1 on the season. And then you had Tech lose at Northern on Saturday night on the men's side. And so as we go to your standings on the men's side, LC State 9-1. Again, that lone loss back in December to Carroll, at Carroll. You've got Carroll 7-3, 2 full games back behind LC State. They'll play twice more, both at Lewiston, Idaho, coming up this month, including Friday night. Providence and Tech each 6-4, and then Northern and Western each 3-7, and then Rocky. Man, it's a struggle for Bill Drykosen's team. They made the national tournament last year, and they're 1-9 this year. Tough. On the women's side, LC State, Western tied at 7-3. Western came back from a huge deficit to beat Carroll on Friday night. Carroll now 6-4 on the women's side. Rockies 5-5. Northern and Providence each 4-6, and then Tech is 2-8. So you have 3 teams with a winning record in conference play, and then a 500 team in the Frontier women's side. Checking out what happened over the weekend. On Friday night, mentioned Carroll losing at home to Western. Providence beat Tech at home by 14. Northern got beat by LC by 7 at home. And then Saturday, Western beat Rocky at home. LC State beat Providence in Great Falls. And then Tech beat Northern up in Havre. Wednesday night, you've got Carroll and Tech, and I believe that is down in Butte. I believe it is down in Butte. And then Friday night, Carroll, men and women at LC State. And then you have other games. No, that's home on Wednesday night at the PE Center, Helena, Montana. Carroll hosting Tech. All right. And then they're at LC on Friday. The rest of the games this week, you've got Western hosting Northern, Rocky hosting Providence on Thursday. And then Saturday, Tech is at LC, Western's at Providence, Northern at Rocky. So there's your Frontier recap. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and when we do, we're going to chat some football with Helena High football coach Scott Evans. That is next. This is the Jason Walker Show. Everyone knows about Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Welcome back, Jason Walker Show here on the Inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave is presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Still to come, your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Got some great nominations. Keep those coming in. We'll tell you who wins the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week coming up here in a couple of minutes. But it is time to talk some football, and it is time to talk some football with a guy that is a lot smarter than I am at the game. And it's been a long time since I've got to chat with this dude. He is fantastic. He's the head coach at Helena High, Scott Evans. How are you?
Doing great, Jason. Good to be back on.
Well, it's great to be able to talk with you again because you're always one of my favorites, and I say that to everybody I talk to, so there you go.
Well, I'm on the same crew.
Coach Evans joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, before I get to what we really wanted to talk about, your thoughts on the Super Bowl yesterday. A great game between two very good teams. The defenses came to play, and then at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes just made Pat Mahomes plays.
Oh, yeah, he's an incredible football player. I loved the game myself. It was fun to watch, and sit back with friends and get to watch the game, then analyze it later, just sit back with the coach and get to watch it again. And, little time management problems there a little bit for Coach Shanahan and a couple others, but overall, it's good to see Andy Reid get a world title like that. He's a great coach, and it sounds like he's a pretty tremendous guy too as well. So it was good to see that.
Yeah, definitely. As Shanahan's now blown a couple of double-digit leads over the last few years, so it's not really the offense's fault though. Although he was really conservative.
Yeah, he got a little bit too. He was almost like he was trying not to lose more than win. He kind of held himself back a little bit. I thought in the first half he kind of held back at the end of the half there and had a chance, an opportunity maybe to try something. And then later in the game, he could have went for it was 4th and 2, and he decided to go for a field goal instead of going for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got to score touchdowns against Kansas City, and one of those teams that you better score touchdowns, not kick field goals.
What'd you think of the halftime show?
It wasn't bad. I mean, I'm not much in that music, but I guess if you can do things like those ladies do, you do it. I mean, they're incredible performers. They did a great job. So I've heard a lot of people are upset with it. I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, and like I said at the outset of this show, if you're the NFL and you're fans, you know what to expect, and they performed exactly how they do in their videos. So yeah, just let it go.
Same as usual.
Yep, exactly. Scott Evans joining us, the Helena High football coach. All right, so there's a couple of all-star games every year in the state of Montana, and you get of course, the best is the East-West Shrine game. We all love that one as all the benefits for Shriners Hospitals. But there's the Badlands Bowl, and over the weekend it came out that after 27 years or whatever, this will be the final year that they play this game. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I've had a fortune to be chosen three times to coach it, and coached it twice. And Kelly and Rick Reed, the guys who founded it, and for the Knights of Columbus. They did a tremendous job, and it was a heck of a football game to go to, and the atmosphere. I remember the first time I went over there in 2002 to coach the game. It was incredible. They put on a great show, and the kids enjoyed it. And I thought they just did a tremendous job. And I think as the years went on, the game itself didn't perform up to expectations. I think you lost a lot of players from the North Dakota side that weren't playing anymore, and Montana's kind of dominated the thing. And I think it's kind of lost its luster.
Well, when you look at, and I mentioned the Shrine game, but you've got the Cleverly 8-man All-Star game. You've got the Class B has its own All-Star game. Class C 6-man has its own All-Star game. And a lot of college coaches now are telling players, look, you can play in one if you've been chosen to a couple of different ones, but you're not going to play all summer long, risking the chance of getting hurt, like we saw last year in the Shrine game, unfortunately, with the Montana State commit.
Yeah, when Joe Olson went down,
Joe
that was tough. Yeah. That's one of the risks they take. And I think colleges are, they're looking at these kids playing younger now. A lot of these college kids can walk in and they can play right away and make a difference on the field. So I can understand it from a college coaching concept, but at the same point in time, being a high school football coach, there's not anything better than getting chosen for the Shrine game or the Mondac game. Like I said, I've been fortunate to coach and playing them, and it's been an honor, and I'm sad to see something go away.
The Reeds that you mentioned, they said that the way that Montana's dominated was not really a decision in this, but when you look at it, Montana leads the All-Time Series 20-6. They outscored the Dakotas 41-0 in the second half last year to win 41-14. And the scores just haven't been close over the last few years. And a lot of that is because, like you mentioned, kids from North Dakota aren't playing in this All-Star game. But do you think that had a factor? I mean, it's one-sided.
I think it has to have a factor. I'm not privy to all the things that go on with the game itself and the fundraising, and I don't know if they're losing money on it or anything like that. But I would assume that your gate's going to go down if you have a blowout every time, and if there's lack of interest on one side, that'll hurt the game itself. So, I mean, that's just one of those things. If you're not getting the elite players for those games, it loses its status very quickly.
It's definitely a bummer, as like you said, kids are going to have one less chance to show off their talents now. Do you see a replacement in the future anyway? Because, I mean, this is a big All-Star game that we're now losing for the state of Montana and for North Dakota.
I don't know. Like you said, as the years went on, I remember back in the 80s, we all had the Shrine game. That was it. And as the games went on, you've mentioned all the other All-Star games that are put in place. I think the way the colleges are going, you almost have to look at putting All-Star games in June just to get the kids ready to go, because college football's starting earlier now.
Yeah, definitely.
NCAA starts right at the beginning of August. So, you're putting yourself in a time crunch, and I think with all the All-Star games, you're getting yourself in a position where which one do you choose? So, I mean, maybe this is with the end of the Badlands Bowl, maybe it kind of evens itself out and those kids don't have to make so many choices. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm sad to see it go, because getting a opportunity to meet Kelly Reed and Rick Reed, and know how those guys work together, and Aaron Essex, the guy who puts it on for the state of Montana now, who's the chairman. Those guys do a tremendous job over there in Miles City, and it was a class act, and they're great individuals who did a tremendous job for football in the state of Montana and for North Dakota.
So the final game will be June 20th at Dickinson, North Dakota this year, the 27th Badlands Bowl. All right, so Scott Evans, the Helena High head coach, joining us here. Jason Walker Show. You got your quarterback lighting it up on the basketball court recently. 5 threes over the weekend in one game for Caden Hewitt.
Yeah, it's nice to see those guys coming out of their shell a little bit basketball-wise. Coach Day and staff are doing a good job, and he was just a talented kid, and I think that, as you see him grow, it kind of makes me smile a little bit more than I know I have in the fall for the next few seasons as well.
Winter workouts going well for everybody else?
Yeah, it looks good. We have some great kids working in the weight room after school and in school, and we like what we're seeing, and the off season is where you actually build championships. So right now I love what our incoming seniors are doing, and the younger kids are kind of taking a roll on, and I like what we have right now.
Montana announced the MHSA that powerlifting will be added to the official sports starting next year. How do you feel about that?
I think opportunities are good for kids. I have to look at how they're going to add it in and what's the best season for it. I mean, there's some advantages to it and there's some disadvantages. And I'm not sold on the idea of adding something right now until we can see where the season's at. But I think any chance you get kids as another sport and activity, that's always a blessing. So, I look at it from a positive standpoint as well.
What's the first game for you guys coming up in the fall?
Well, we open up August 28th against CMR at 7 o'clock at Memorial Stadium. So I've kind of got the countdown in my head to go down to Russell Land. And they got a brand new coach coming in. Yeah. I don't know who that is yet. So we'll kind of wait and see. But we start in CMR and then go to Belgrade after that. Belgrade here.
Got a couple of changes in the coaching world this year, but you're coming back, right?
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything yet. I guess I might want to call my AD maybe. I don't know. See what Tim's up to. Maybe I haven't heard something. I better check on that one.
There you go. Coach Scott Evans from Helena High Football, we appreciate the time. I'm looking forward to getting the season going when we can chat every week because I miss those conversations, my man.
Well, I appreciate it, Jason. It's great talking to you. I'm glad I got in here early in February, and maybe we can hit one up before we get to the summertime. Oh,
definitely. We will be chatting. Scott Evans, appreciate you joining us, and we'll talk to you soon, my man.
All the best, and go Bengals.
There you go. Scott Evans joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Appreciate him joining us today to talk a little bit about the Badlands Bowl, which is coming to an end, and it's kind of a bummer. It really is. Despite the fact that Montana dominated the series, and the scores haven't even been close the last few years. But appreciate Scott Evans joining us to be able to chat about that a little bit. All right, so the Jason Walker Show continues here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, and appreciate you to joining us. We always appreciate you joining us. There is no doubt about that. We love talking sports. We love everything. All right, let's see. What do we have time to get to? Let's start with On This Day in History. And we have a fantastic new sponsor for On This Day in History. It is the Mother Lode Casino, Sports Bar, and Restaurant in Helena. And appreciate Jan and everybody jumping on board to help us out. And Mother Lode bringing us on this date in sports history. And let's get to it. On this date in 1876, Albert Spalding, with $800, starts a sporting goods store, manufacturing the first official baseball, tennis ball, basketball, golf ball, and football. Spalding used to do it all. Used to have all the balls. There you go, 1876. The first Winter Olympics, Canada beat the U.S. 6-1 to retain the gold. I guess this would have been the second Winter Olympics. But anyway, they won gold, Canada did, in France. Let's see. Switzerland claimed the inaugural Olympic bobsled gold medal ahead of Great Britain and Belgium. Baseball owners agreed to permit to each up 14 night games in 1942 on this date. And, of course, the Cubs were not a part of that. The Braves in 1965 offered Milwaukee $500,000 to terminate their lease a year early. The proposal was turned down. They ended up in Atlanta eventually after leaving Boston and then Milwaukee. Rod Carew got traded on this date. 1979, Minnesota traded him to California, to the California Angels. Let's see what else happened on this date in sports history. Marge Schott suspended for a year due to her comments, racial comments on this date in 1993. And 2002, the Patriots beat the Rams for the Super Bowl title, 20-17. Tom Brady was the MVP, but it wasn't that Vinatieri kicking the game winner. 2008, the Giants beat the Patriots 17-14. That was the helmet catch from David Tyree. Let's see. The Ravens beat the 49ers on this date in 2013 to win the Super Bowl. And a year ago, the Patriots beat the Rams 13-3. So there are your On This Day in History, presented by the Mother Lode Casino, Restaurant, and Sports Bar. Appreciate Mother Lode jumping on board the Jason Walker Show. And if you want to, you can email me, jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. Happy birthday, Fran Tarkenton, born on this date in 1940. He never won a Super Bowl. Bob Greasy, was born on this date in 1945, Dolphins quarterback. Anybody else? Big birthdays? Not seeing any. Terry Bradshaw, 1969. But it was not the quarterback. He was a baseball outfielder for the St. Louis Cardinals. Fooled you a little bit. Yep. So there you go. Appreciate you joining us. All right. Let's get to our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. And there were some great nominations that came in. And, of course, you had, you have, oh, man, a lot of three-pointers were put up this week. You had the Grizz beating the Cats in men's basketball. Harold Frey, 37 points in a loss. He had 37 of the Cats' 64. You had the Bobcat women coming back from 14 down to beat the Lady Grizz in overtime. Fallon Frigi had 27 points, including the one that sent it to overtime, had a big shot in OT, and the Bobcat women have won 6 of the last 7 against the Lady Grizz. Grizz men have won 17 or 18 of the last 19 now against the Bobcat men. We had some very nice individual performances. We mentioned a couple of kids hitting some big shots and big points, but I think the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week has to go to Mr. Sam Leap, who had 14 threes in a game on Thursday night. It is a state record, and he also, Christian Eagles tied a state record of 22 threes in the game, and Leap with 44 points. That tied a Christian school record. So I think our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week has to be Sam Leap and his 14 three-pointers. Unbelievable shooting performance on Thursday night down in West Yellowstone, as Christian got the huge win as well. They also won on Saturday night against White Sulphur Springs. So that is your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Man, some of those were deep threes, too, as we're watching it, courtesy of Huddle. But, yeah, unbelievable performance by Sam Leap on Thursday night. He's our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. All right, let's get to... Hold on, I got to find the music. And then I got to do this. And I love this music bed. Yeah.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
All right, we learned there was some fantastic performances over the weekend, and some great team victories, some great individual performances, and some great both high school, all Frontier. Let's try that one again. 3, 2, 1. Not only in high school, but also the Frontier and the Big Sky Conference. And appreciate Guy Almquist joining us as he does each and every Monday. Scott Evans, the Helena High football coach, talking a little bit about the Badlands Bowl being done. And if you're just joining us, top of the show, we talked about this, but our best wishes going out to a good friend of the show, Jesse Davis. And according to his wife, Cassidy, who posted on Facebook, Jesse was injured Saturday night down in Utah, had a horse flip on him, and he lost 5 times the amount of blood, over 21 liters used to save his life. He's in a medically induced coma and is slowly making progress that the doctors want to see. His vital signs are great, and he is down in Utah at a medical center down there. The right side of his liver was completely crushed, and we wish the Davis family and Jesse Davis the absolute best as he's on the road to recovery. And we'll let you know if there's any way, whatever we hear, we'll pass along here on the Jason Walker Show, because Jesse Davis is definitely one of the best. And like I said, a great friend of the show. Tomorrow, coming up on the show, huge show. Looking forward to this. Miss Rodeo, Montana. Katie Lynn Krause will be here, live in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Love Miss Rodeo, Montana. Love supporting the ladies that we always get to. And she will be live in the Major Mortgage Man Cave tomorrow. Looking forward to having Katie Lynn Krause, Miss Rodeo, Montana, joining us here on the Jason Walker Show. That's coming up tomorrow. And, of course, a whole lot more. So hope you can tune in. Hope you can join us. Appreciate you joining us on a Monday. And we got a big week planned. Cannot wait to get to it. And we're going to do it starting again tomorrow at 4. We will see you then here on The Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.